My name is Reagan Cooper. I am 34 years old. For years, my family had dismissed my struggles with anxiety as laziness, funneling every resource into my sister's perfect life while I scraped by in silence. But that shattered when a sudden medical crisis hit our elderly aunt, forcing an impossible choice that exposed their true contempt, leaving me gutted and questioning if I even belonged. The emergency room in Salt Lake City buzzed with urgency that night, fluorescent lights harsh overhead, as doctors stabilized Aunt Lydia after her fall. My family huddled in the waiting area, my father barking orders at nurses, my mother wringing her hands, my sister Faith scrolling her phone with feigned concern. I'd rushed there from my night shift as a customer service rep at a local call center, still in my wrinkled uniform heart, pounding from the frantic drive. As the doctor emerged with updates, Aunt Lydia needed round-the-clock care, no insurance covering home aids. My father turned to me first, his voice slicing through the tension like a command. "Reagan, you'll quit your job and move in with her. Faith has her career to think about. We can't disrupt that." My mother nodded along, adding, "It's only fair. You've got flexibility, and this family needs you to step up for once." The words landed like a betrayal, their casual erasure of my life igniting a fire in my chest. But as Faith smirked without objection, I felt the weight of years of being the disposable one crush down harder. In that moment, I gripped my phone tighter, deciding to push back for the first time, though I knew it might cost me everything. But little did they realize this spark would unravel secrets I'd buried deep, forcing me to confront if fighting back was worth the isolation ahead. Have you ever been the one your family turns to only when they need a sacrifice, making you wonder if their love is conditional? If that hits home, drop enough in the comments. Let's share and support each other through these stories. That crisis with Aunt Lydia wasn't out of nowhere. It built on a lifetime where my family treated me like an afterthought. Growing up in our modest suburb outside Salt Lake City, I'd always been the quiet one, the daughter who faded into the background while Faith shone. Diagnosed with severe anxiety at 14, I learned early that my panic attacks were just drama to them. My father, a mid-level manager at a logistics firm, would snap, "Pull yourself together, Reagan. We don't have time for this." My mother, a part-time bookkeeper, sighed and suggested I try harder, as if willpower could fix the racing thoughts that kept me up nights. Meanwhile, they poured everything into Faith private tutors for her grades, dance classes, even a used car at 16 so she could commute to her internships. When I asked for therapy sessions, my father dismissed it. "We can't afford extras for everyone. Faith's future is the priority. She's got potential." Those words stung, embedding the idea that I was the burden, the one who didn't measure up. I adapted as best I could, turning to audiobooks and journaling to manage my anxiety without their help. By high school, I developed coping strategies, breathing exercises during tests, visualization before social events. But family dinners were battlegrounds. One evening in our cramped kitchen as we ate takeout pizza, my father praised Faith's latest A in calculus. "That's my girl headed for big things." Then his gaze shifted to me. "And Reagan, how's that C in history need to buckle down if you want any shot at college?" My mother chimed in. "She's doing her best, Donald, but not everyone's cut out for academics." Faith just laughed lightly, saying, "Yes, sis, maybe community college is more your speed." I stared at my plate, the familiar knot tightening in my stomach, but I swallowed it down, not wanting to cause a scene as they always accused. College came and the divide widened. Faith got a full ride to the University of Utah for business with my parents, covering extras like dorm fees and books. I pieced together loans and part-time jobs for a local community college, studying communications while battling anxiety that flared during presentations. Graduation day for me was a quiet affair. No family party, just a card from my grandmother Doris with $50 tucked inside. "Proud of you, dear," she'd written. Doris lived across town in a small condo, a retired nurse who'd always seen through the favoritism. During visits, she'd listen to my rants, her warm hugs a rare comfort. "Your family's blind, Reagan. You have strength they can't touch." But even she couldn't bridge the gap. After college, I landed my call center job, steady if soul-draining, handling customer complaints for a telecom company. The pay covered my tiny apartment share with roommates, but anxiety made shifts exhausting. I'd come home drained, popping over-the-counter meds to sleep. Faith, meanwhile, climbed the ladder at a marketing firm downtown, her salary twice mine. My parents beamed at her promotions, hosting barbecues to celebrate. At one such gathering in our backyard, string lights twinkling, my father raised a toast. To Faith closing that big account, you're the star we always knew you'd be. Guests clapped and he glanced my way. Reagan's here too, holding down the fort at her desk job. Laughter rippled, my mother patting my arm. It's reliable work, honey. Faith leaned over, whispering, don't take it personally, they're just honest. I forced a smile, but inside the erasure burned another small violation chipping away at my resolve. Those repeated slights accumulated like debt. A year ago when my car broke down, I asked for a loan. My father refused. We've got to save for Faith's wedding fund, she's engaged now. My mother added, you can take the bus, it's character building. Faith's fiancé, a slick accountant named Tyler, even joked at dinner, Reagan maybe Uber's your new best friend. I walked away that night, anxiety spiking, vowing to never ask again. But Doris noticed. During our weekly coffee, she squeezed my hand. They're wrong about you. I've seen how you persevere. She hinted at plans for fairness, but her health declined soon after heart issues, and she passed quietly 6 months back. At her funeral, my family mourned briefly, then moved on. I lingered at her grave, whispering thanks for the only unconditional support I'd known. Which brought us to Aunt Lydia's crisis. She was my mother's sister, widowed and childless, living alone in a rundown house on the city's east side. The fall fractured her hip, requiring surgery and rehab. In the ER waiting room after my father's demand that I quit and caretake, I felt the room spin. My anxiety surged. Quitting meant losing my income, my independence. Why me? I managed voice steady despite the tremor. I have a job, bills. Faith could hire help with her salary. My father scoffed. Faith's building a life marriage, maybe kids soon. You're single, no real career path. This is your role in the family. My mother nodded. It's temporary, Reagan. Show some gratitude for all we've done. Faith crossed her arms. Yeah, don't be selfish. Aunt Lydia raised Mom. We owe her. The doctor's update interrupted surgery successful, but long recovery ahead. As we filed out, my father muttered, decisions made. Start packing tomorrow. That night, alone in my apartment, I paced, heart racing. Quitting wasn't just a job loss. It was surrendering to their narrative that I was expendable. But refusing, it could fracture everything. I called my best friend Jenna, a coworker who'd become my rock. They're forcing me into this box again, I vented. Jenna listened, then said, stand up, Reagan. You've got rights, maybe check Lydia's paperwork. Her words sparked something. Doris had mentioned once that Lydia had arrangements for care, perhaps a trust or policy. Digging through old emails, I found a vague note from Doris. Lydia's set with her affairs, don't let family push you. It was cryptic, but enough to make me wonder if there was more. The next morning, I visited Aunt Lydia in recovery. She was groggy but alert, gripping my hand. Reagan, sweetie, don't let them bully you. When I probed about care plans, she whispered, my lawyer has directives, home health covered by my savings. Call him. Her eyes darted as if fearing eavesdroppers. I stepped out and dialed the number she gave Ethan Ramirez, a quiet estate attorney in downtown Salt Lake. Miss Cooper, Lydia mentioned you might call. She's designated you as her healthcare proxy, not your parents. And there's a fund for AIDS, no family burden needed. The revelation hit like relief mixed with dread. Why hide this? Returning to her room, I promised to handle it. But as I left, my phone buzzed. My father. Where are you? We need to discuss your move-in timeline. Confrontation brewed at dinner that evening back at my parents' house. The table was set with roast chicken, tension thick. My father started in. Reagan, I expect your resignation letter by week's end. Family first. I took a breath, anxiety clawing, but pushed through. Actually, Aunt Lydia has a care fund and hired aides. She made me proxy. It's handled without me quitting. Silence fell. My mother gasped. What? She never told us. Faith sneered. Convenient. Trying to dodge responsibility again? My father slammed his fork. This is nonsense. You're overriding us after everything. The argument escalated, voices rising. You've always been the weak link. He spat. Faith steps up. You hide behind excuses. My mother added, we raised you better than this selfishness. I stood shaking. It's not selfish, it's her wish. But as I left, their glares burned, hinting at deeper rifts ahead. Days blurred into repeated violations. My father called daily, demanding I revoke the proxy. "You're not capable, anxiety makes you unreliable." My mother texted guilt trips. Think of the family image. Faith cornered me at work one lunch, hissing, "You're embarrassing us, hand it over or we'll contest." I held firm, coordinating with Ethan, who confirmed Lydia's directives were ironclad. But the pressure mounted, my anxiety worsened, sleep evaded me. Jenna suggested therapy, introducing me to her counselor, Dr. Lisa Grant, a no-nonsense professional who specialized in family dynamics. In our first session, Dr. Grant probed, "Why did they diminish you?" It unearthed memories, childhood slights, like when my father skipped my school plays for Faith's recitals, calling mine not worth the drive. One evening, as I helped Lydia settle post-discharge hired aid in place, my family ambushed us at her house. My father led, papers in hand. "We're taking over, sign this transfer." My mother pleaded, "For Lydia's sake." Faith added, "You can't handle this stress. Remember your breakdowns." Lydia, from her bed, weakly protested, "No, I chose Reagan." The chaos peaked when my father yelled, "You're unfit. We'll prove it in court if needed." I felt cornered, anxiety peaking into a panic attack, short breath dizziness. Ethan arrived, summoned by Lydia's alert button, diffusing with legal threats. "This is harassment. Leave or face charges." They backed off, but the damage lingered. That ambush at Aunt Lydia's house marked the turning point where their pressure turned from subtle digs to outright warfare. Ethan Ramirez's arrival forced them to leave, but not before my father warned, "This isn't over, Reagan. You're tearing this family apart." I spent the next hour calming Lydia, assuring her we'd stick to her plan while my own nerves frayed like old wires. The fallout hit fast and hard. Calls flooded in, my father leaving voicemails laced with guilt. "How dare you go behind our backs?" Lydia's confused. "We know what's best." My mother followed up with texts. "Think about what Doris would say. She always put family first." Even Faith piled on, emailing a family meeting invite for the weekend, subject line, "Resolving Reagan's mistake." I ignored them at first, focusing on work, but the stress amplified my anxiety, headaches, insomnia, the constant buzz of what-ifs. Dr. Grant in our second session helped unpack it. "They're projecting their control issues onto you," she said, her calm voice a lifeline. "Set one boundary at a time." Jenna checked in daily too, bringing takeout one night. "Don't let them gaslight you. This is classic erasure." By Friday, the meeting loomed at my parents' house, a neutral ground they insisted on. I arrived early, stomach knotted, finding them already seated in the living room like a tribunal. My father started sharp. "Hand over the proxy, Reagan. You're not equipped. Your condition proves it." My mother nodded. "We love you, but this responsibility could break you." Faith leaned forward. "And honestly, it's selfish. My wedding's in 6 months. I can't deal with this drama." I countered, "Lydia chose me because she trusts my judgment, not yours. The fund covers AIDS. Why force me out of my life?" The argument spiraled. My father raised his voice. "Because you're the flexible one, Faith's got real stakes, a promotion coming." My mother added, "We've supported you through your episodes. Now repay it." Faith smirked. "Episodes like when you bailed on my engagement party with a panic attack, unreliable." I felt the room close in, breaths shallow, but I pushed back. "This isn't support, it's control. I'm done being your fallback." As I stood to leave, my father blocked the door briefly. "Walk out and you're cut off. No more holidays. No help if you crash." My mother teared up. "Please, Reagan, don't make us choose." Faith crossed her arms. "She's already chosen against us." I slipped past, heart-hammering, driving straight to Jenna's. "They threatened to disown me." I told her, collapsing on her couch. She hugged me tight. "That's their loss. You're stronger than this." Weeks dragged with escalating isolation. My father froze me out of family group chats. My mother sent passive notes, "Missing you at dinner, hope you're happy now." Faith posted subtle jabs on social media, photos of family bonding without me captioned, "Grateful for the ones who show up." Work suffered. I snapped at a caller, earning a warning from my supervisor, Mr. Harlan, a gruff but fair guy who'd noticed my distraction. "Everything okay, Cooper? Take a day if needed." I confided vaguely, and he shared his own story of cutting toxic ties. Sometimes family isn't blood. His words stuck, but anxiety meds barely dulled the edge. Lydia improved slowly, the aid system working seamlessly under Ethan's guidance. During a check-in, she revealed more. Your parents tried to sway me years ago, pushing for Faith as executor. I saw their bias. It confirmed the pattern. My erasure wasn't new, but the psychological toll mounted. Sleepless nights led to a bad flare-up. I called out sick, curling up alone. Dr. Grant urged, document everything, emails, calls, protect yourself. Jenna helped, suggesting a low-cost lawyer friend, but funds were tight. The breaking point came at Faith's bridal shower, hosted at a trendy venue downtown. I wasn't invited, but my mother called last minute. Come, let's mend fences. I went hoping for olive branches, but walked into ambush. Guests mingled with champagne. Faith spotted me, smile fake. Oh, Reagan's here, the family rebel. Whispers spread. My father pulled me aside. Sign the proxy transfer now, or we're done. My mother hovered. For peace, honey. Faith joined, hissing, you're ruining my day, always the victim. Humiliation burned. Anxiety peaked into tears. I fought back. No, this ends. I left amid stares, blocking their numbers on the drive home. That rejection unleashed worse. My father emailed work, concerned about my instability, prompting a HR chat. Mr. Harlan defended me, but the seed was planted. Isolation deepened. Holidays loomed empty. Dr. Grant noted, you're grieving the family you wanted. Jenna hosted me for Thanksgiving, her warmth a balm, but the void ached. One December evening, Ethan called with a twist. Lydia wanted to update her will, naming me beneficiary for her modest estate, a house savings. She sees your loyalty. But my family caught wind, ramping pressure. My father showed at my apartment unannounced. Drop this or we'll sue for undue influence. My mother begged via voicemail, don't destroy us. Faith texted threats, you'll regret isolating yourself. The slow grind wore me down. Therapy helped, but doubts crept. Was I the selfish one? The doubts gnawed deeper as winter set in Salt Lake City's chill, mirroring the frost in my family ties. Ethan's update on Lydia's will felt like a lifeline at first, but sharing it would only fuel their fire. I kept it quiet, focusing on her daily needs instead. One afternoon, while coordinating an aid shift, my phone rang with an unknown number. It was Tyler, Faith's fiancé, his voice slick as ever. Reagan, let's meet. Neutral ground coffee shop downtown. For Faith's sake. I hesitated, anxiety whispering warnings, but curiosity won. What new angle were they playing? We met at a bustling cafe, steam from lattes clouding the windows. Tyler slid into the booth, suit, crisp, flashing that salesman grin. Look, your family's hurting. Faith's stressed wedding planning's a nightmare with this hanging over. He leaned in, dropping his voice. Sign over the proxy and we'll make it worth it. A little cash cushion, say $5,000 to ease your struggles. The bribe hung there, sharp as a blade. You think you can buy me off? I shot back, pulse racing. This isn't about money, it's Lydia's choice. He chuckled coldly. Everyone has a price, Reagan. Yours seems low given your situation. I stood abruptly, coffee sloshing. Tell Faith she's welcome to visit Lydia herself. As I left, he called after, refuse and we'll push harder, you'll crack first. The threat lingered, escalating the isolation. Work became my refuge, but even their cracks showed. Another rough call led to a performance review. Mr. Harlan pulled me aside. Reagan, you're solid, but something's off. Family stuff. I nodded vaguely, and he shared more of his story, cutting off his own controlling brother years ago. It hurts, but freedom's worth it. His empathy steadied me, but that night, a voicemail from my father shattered the calm. We're contesting the proxy, undue influence given your mental state. Lawyer up if you want to fight. Panic surged. I called Ethan immediately. They can't win, he assured. Lydia's competent directive's clear, but it'll get ugly, court dates, depositions. The legal storm brewed over weeks. My family filed papers claiming I manipulated Lydia during her vulnerability. Depositions loomed, forcing me to relive childhood dismissals under oath. In the sterile conference room, my father's lawyer grilled me. Ms. Cooper, isn't it true your anxiety impairs judgment? I countered steadily, "No, it makes me empathetic careful." But the process drained me. Therapy sessions with Dr. Grant doubled meds adjusted. Jenna rallied, organizing a support night with takeout and movies, but doubts crept. Was holding firm worth the toll? Lydia's health dipped mid-battle, a minor infection heightening stakes. Visiting her hospital bed, she gripped my hand weakly. "Let go if it's too much, dear. I chose you because you're kind, not tough." Tears stung. Kindness felt like my curse in this war. That evening, Faith ambushed me in the parking lot. "Drop it, Reagan. You're destroying Mom and Dad. They're fighting constantly." Her eyes flashed. "All because you can't handle being second." I snapped back. "Second try invisible. This ends when you all respect boundaries." She stormed off, but her words echoed, chipping my resolve. Court day arrived, a drab county building downtown. Ethan prepped me, stick to facts. Inside, my family sat stone-faced. The judge reviewed affidavits. Lydia's video statement affirming her choice sealed it. "Proxy stands," he ruled. "No evidence of influence." Relief washed over me, but victory soured fast. My father stood, face twisted. "Congratulations, you've won nothing but loneliness." My mother whispered, "How could you?" Faith glared. "Don't expect a wedding invite." They left without another word, the doors slam, echoing like finality. The win felt hollow. Lydia recovered her care seamless, but the estate reveal came with strings. Taxes ate chunks, leaving modest inheritance after fees. I used part for therapy co-pays, the rest in savings. Work stabilized. Mr. Harlan promoted me to team lead, a small boost. But family radio silence. Holidays passed alone. Jenna invited me over, but the empty chair ache persisted. Dr. Grant noted grief for what never was. I tried one olive branch, a Christmas card to my parents. "Miss you, open to talk." It returned unasting, confirmed it. I'd sacrificed connection for self-respect, emerging scarred but standing. Lydia passed peacefully that spring, her funeral, a quiet affair I organized alone. My family attended, briefly no words exchanged. Inheriting her house felt bittersweet. I sold it, banking proceeds for stability, but the void lingered. Looking back, I chose dignity over delusion, but the cost was steep. No reconciliation, just echoes of what could have been. Therapy helped rebuild. Jenna became family work, offered purpose. Yet nights brought regrets. Did I fight too hard? Isolation taught resilience, but the lesson burned. Sometimes standing up means standing alone. Thank you for listening to my story. It's still raw, but sharing helps. If you faced family forcing impossible choices, how did you handle the fallout? Share in the comments. Your experiences might light someone's path.